we're putting something together for our elite members, and this just speaks to the let's see, what was was it app components? Yeah.
Yes.
So this is just so when our elite members are dealing specifically with business owners from various backgrounds, they can take these independent components and compile and put something together for them. Because I told the story, I was getting my car, bought a new car a few months back, and I like to have a little more tint. I don't want it blacked out, but I wanted a little more tint on it. And so the company that's tinted my cars for years, I was taking it to them, a local person here in Boiling Springs, and they're just backed up. And they told me they'd put me on a waiting list. And soon as the first person through that conversation yesterday, said, hey, I've been waiting for 3 months and I'd really like to get it in, yada, yada, yada. And she got to explaining how, she's using this component, she's using this component, she's using this component, and trying to manage her business. And here's why it's problematic and all this. She doesn't know what kind of business I'm in. She's just talking, and I'm asking, well, what do you use for that? I'm interested. And I'm sort of, I'm just doing some fact finding, in a, local yokel type, how you doing type attitude, and how's this work? And so anyway, long and the short, I was able to save her about $280 a month that she's spending on all these various components, put something together because all of the various marketing components we have in our app now. And so now she's going to spend about $200 a month, and she's going to have, the Autobot. She's going to have a CRM. She's going to have an auto scheduler. And so what I was just showing them is how, if you go over to our marketplace at terrywilson3.com, you will see some individual products that's already been put together specifically for specific industries: restaurants, salons, home service, legal, coaching, auto, fitness, gym, insurance, and all that. But what if there's a specific client you're working with and there's nothing pre-made, nothing pre-designed? Well, this allows our elite members to go over and systematically put something together for them. And then we worked on building a stack, which obviously I don't have yet. But look at this, for instance. If you're an elite member on today, you have every one of these components, which add up to over $1,000 monthly. If you were to pay independently out here, well, you've got this for $150 admin fee. And if it's financed through our TW3 Easy Pay, it's as little as $100 a month, so all of this stuff that you get for very little. So we were going over the value and how to build products for independent clients so that we can really drill down industry specific to help the clients we're working with. And so that's what we went over last night. So today, and by the way, elite members, if you go into your back office, last night's marathon, November 17th, component sales and building stacks is back there. When you click on that, you will see over here, marketplace, the Elementor template that I built is right there. And then the solutions list, which is this right here. That's, excuse me. We'll find it. Hold on 1 second. This right here, this stack is there now, but I'm working on building that stack where it's got our pricing out and how they can A/B compare. So just letting you know, your training is in the back office. Today's training will be published on the public side of YouTube. If you're not subscribed to terrywilson3.com/YouTube, you can go over there, and within the next 24 hours, this will go up. So if you got a question, you heard someone ask something and you want to know more about it, it'll be over there for recording, so you can check this out and also send to your clients. One other feature that we haven't spent a lot of time on before I get into answering your questions, I just wanted to draw to your attention. I'm a social media type person, so I like to, for my own benefit and edification, I'm sort of keeping up with my particular health journey. And I do that a little bit with sarcasm and humor. And so today, of course, I'm out there and I'm in one of my torture devices, lifting weights and everything. And so I'm calling it my turkey prevent defense here, because I know I'm about to put on 10 pounds from Gina's cooking. So I'm trying to get ahead of the curve here. And so I'm in front of the weights and stuff. And so I took this little picture here and posted it on social media. Well, I'm already getting responses coming through there. But I wanted to show this in that our app is tied to Facebook and also Instagram. So just from a straight up business to social component, as you're out and about and you're doing things and you're building content in your social media feeds, if you can make it more and more congruent to business, you can start striking up those conversations. So for instance, if I was a fitness coach, which I'm not, but if I was in the Pills, Thrills, Lotions, and Potions, or I had some sort of exercise program or something like that, of course, I'd be taking a lot more pictures and I'd be offering a lot more. And then as people comment, look what happens. This is a friend of mine from high school. Okay. But now all of a sudden, because he commented on social media, he's now loaded over here into my CRM. And once you're in my CRM, I can text, email, and do all kinds of other things. So that's just a component that we didn't spend a lot of time on before, talking about how this integrates with social media, Instagram and Facebook specifically. But once you have this, you can see that the strategies of being able to, if I'm an insurance guy, maybe I'm out there and I take a picture of me with my client, say, do you mind if I just let my social media feed know that I've helped you or anything? I'm just taking a picture, whatever I can do to capture that event, that moment of what I'm doing in my job. And I'm posting it on social media, and I'm trying to be as compelling as possible. Fred and Susie here just say blah, 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 and did such and such, or whatever I can, whatever value I have there, whatever I was able to do to help them, maybe even let them talk about it in their own words, but I'm taking pictures, social media. But here's the thing. The whole point of social media is it's to grab people's attention. They're out there. And if you're doing it right, bringing them in, because Mark Zuckerberg doesn't own my app. There's no political pressures. There's no theological persuasions. There's nothing that's going to cultivate the way I communicate to my people once they're in my sandbox. And so at the end of the day, I want all roads to lead to Rome. I use social media. I'm out there, but that's to engage people, to get them here. And this is effortless. This, most of the time, to get people from social media over to a CRM, what do you have to do? You have to create something. They have to click on it and have to opt in, and they have to do. With our app, it's all integrated already. So the moment that they start engaging with me on social media, they are in my CRM, which makes this thing very powerful. So I just wanted to bring that, because I don't think we have spent a lot of time bringing that out to everyone, letting them know about that. So anyhow, who has got the first question? I tell you what, so that we don't all talk at one time, enter it in your chat if you got a question, and I will call on you, because that's all this is Q&A. You guys drive the conversation. And so I'm here to answer and illustrate anything I can on my computer screen for you. So Tom has got some. So Tom, you're up first. Go ahead. What is your question?
Okay. I'd like to know, the workflow for appointments has Zoom links. Now,
Yes.
How do I do appointment workflows with phone interviews, or do I have to use Zoom to do an interview with people? And so, if not, then how do I make the change?
Yeah. So it's just a matter of your call to action. Zoom is just there as a hot link that will put it already in the auto response that's connected to your calendar. Okay. So it's going to just integrate that if you want, but you don't have to. For instance, when Reagan is doing interviews, because he does the same work that you guys are doing, Reagan is doing. Okay. And so when people are opting in, let's just go over to mine real quick, and let's go to workflows. And let's go to TW3 workflow. And so he's got 3 today that's actively enrolled. Okay. So let's just go to my workflow. He's not even using Zoom, but you can, that's totally your prerogative. But when what triggers this workflow is an opt-in. So check out, and I was just alluding to Facebook and social media earlier. Notice that I've got it triggered on our CRM, but I could have triggered something. I can start using a Facebook trigger if I want here. Okay. But what triggers this one in the way we teach is a form is submitted. And then all of these workflows that we've got set up, the text and the email and everything that's going out, is just setting up a time on the calendar, and it's going to be a phone call. However, if you want to go over to your calendar and integrate your, and let's just do that so that everybody, for the benefit of everyone on, so they can see it. When we go over here to calendars, what Tom is talking about, and I can hit edit, I can hit edit right here. You can do it multiple ways, but for instance, confirmation right here. If I've got, you can put a link in here if you want. You can also put some custom code here. There's all different ways that you can do this. Okay. You can even include a Stripe payment if you want to make them pay for a specific appointment. Like for instance, yesterday, one of the things I'm doing for that tinting company is I'm putting them connected to them with Stripe so that when someone books an appointment to have their, because part of the problem is people are booking appointments and then canceling, and then that appointment was held up and they could have given it to someone else. So now people are going to put a $50 non-refundable deposit down, to hold that. So there's things that you can do in here. And then also there are places over to integrate, I think, so that your Stripe, or excuse me, your Zoom is set up. I'm trying to find where that's at for you, but there's a place either in your profile. Yeah, right here. So once you have that integrated, because you can also integrate your your Outlook account. Once that is integrated, you can have these connected to your calendar.
But it does send out a text to the person when they confirm that it's going to be a Zoom conference. So that's why I'm saying, how do I make that change? Because I don't want them to think that it's Zoom, but it's going to be a phone call.
Okay, so when it sends that email out, it's saying it's going to be a Zoom call. Okay, so that's going to be, that's going to be in the settings of your calendar here, I believe. So
I think, Terry, where it says meeting location is where he would put the Zoom link, where it says meeting location if he wanted to do a Zoom.
Yeah, but he doesn't want it, and so
I don't. Can you go into my my workflow and see what I have?
Oh, 1 second. I'm thinking it's in the notes here. Google Maps link, notification, additional options, new. Where did you see, Dale? Where did you see the meeting location portion at?
I think it's under number 1, team and event setup.
Thank you.
Meeting location.
There you go.
Above the color. Yep.
Consider leaving it blank. You should choose to use the pre-configured meeting location. So what I would tell you to do is try Thomas in this location right here. Type in, this will be a phone call, phone interview, and it might knock out the default trying to send it to your Zoom.
Okay, I'll have to look at that.
Try that and see if that works. But that way you're not monkeying with your workflow.
Oh, right. Well, then I'm gonna look at the workflow and see just where it will, work with when a person gets the text, that the confirmation text.
Did you set up did you sync your Zoom with your system?
I didn't. No.
So what it is, that workflow is defaulting to that. So I'm going to tell you to try that first and see if that works. And if it doesn't, we'll circle back and try something else.
Okay.
All right.
One more question. What's the best CTA with ads or boards that don't permit HTML with clickable ad copy? Call the number, text the number. How do I follow up?
I would say just text me and give them your company number that's connected to your app. And, and then they're in your CRM immediately. And then all you have to do is respond saying, I appreciate it. Let's fill this form out and fill this application out. Let's set up a time to talk. And then as soon as they fill out your apply form, boom, they're in your workflow and they're moving.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yep. And I have a couple questions. Go ahead, Ray Minardi.
Hi, good folks. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Appreciate it. So I was, Gary told me to do the funnel, a different funnel than what your funnel was, and I did that funnel.
Yeah.
And then I guess that part doesn't go further than the calendar and such. So I guess I had to pick up your setting up the funnel video. But yours, of course, is set up differently. Where do you get that video that you have for the intro on that just before you schedule your appointment?
Do you have a URL address or something you can type in to tell me exactly which? Because I've got so many videos.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I will know and I can say, okay, this is where it's at. Most of my videos, not all, but most of them are on YouTube. But if it's one of the newer videos that's embedded in the actual funnel, then it might. Okay, if it's embedded, that means it's a Wistia video. Which
it is a Wistia video.
Okay, then that means you just have to get that particular funnel set up. So if have you built the funnel?
Yeah. The only thing I was missing is that I used the different video link. I used the original.
Okay.
One,
yeah. Then all you need to do is send in a ticket and say, hey, I need the embed code for this particular video. And then Reagan or whoever can send it over to you. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. And then as far as Craigslist, so Craigslist charged to place ads, $45. That's normal. So how long does that do? Is that your best value or ZipRecruiter or Indeed or?
Craigslist is a great one. LinkedIn is another great one. There's a LinkedIn hack in step, I believe 5. It's either 4 or 5 in your back office. Look at that one. Of course, Indeed and some of these other places, they're a little more expensive, but they're a little higher quality. So it's just a trade-off, but I always tell people to start with Craigslist first. The volume's going to be bigger. You're going to have to run through a lot more volume to get the same amount of quality, but it's going to sort of get your feet wet and get you in a rhythm because you need to rehearse that script and everything a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Sure.
And then that way, when you start spending some bigger money over in other areas, you're not going to get as much, but you're sort of got your craft honed in. And so when you're talking to that, your close rate's going to be higher.
Got it. Is there a way you can log on to mine and check it to make sure that it's set up correctly? I think it is.
You're breaking up. I apologize.
Oh, is there any way you can log on to my app and see if it's created correctly? I believe it is. And I really don't understand why the one Gary gave me is different than the one. I feel like I did the same thing twice.
Well, you probably catching him and us right in the middle of a transition because we're moving. Yeah. So we're sort of moving over to this. So if we go to funnels right here, TW3 recruiting funnel, bada bing, bada boom. And application confirmation. So right there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the video. That's not the right one.
Yeah. So you need a pre-interview video. Which one are you looking at?
The one with your beautiful face and a blue background.
Yeah. Well, now I know you're lying. I got a face for radio here, buddy. Is it this one right here by chance? Let's see here.
No.
Not that one. Okay, hold on a second. Is it? Could it be? Maybe.
It is on your site. Yeah, it's when you go through your site because that's where it's on. But I even tried copying the link, but I couldn't get the link. Apparently, like you said, it's an embedded code.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going over here. Let's see here. Join today. Let's see where that takes you. That's the same page there. Marketing City. Now my kids are beautiful, but
There you go.
they're all from that. That's all from their mama. And people look at me all the time and see Gina and say, "How did that happen?" I said, "I told you I could sell."
There you go. That's proof of concept.
Proof of concept. Oh, you didn't know I know what I'm doing when it comes to marketing and selling. Look at my wife. Boy's a salesman. I think I know which one you're talking about. Hold on a second. I bet you it is. In theory. I wonder if I put it over here. I think I did. Let's go over to my channel real quick and hush, Terry. Is it by chance? Yeah. The only reason I do these videos.
I might even have a screenshot of it if I can share it. Let me see.
Yeah. If you can find it and send it to me, we'll get it to you.
Yeah, I think I got a screenshot of it. Wait, on the same page. Yeah, I can't find it quickly. I put it on here, but apparently I didn't do that part.
Did you send it to me?
I didn't. It's going to take me a minute to find it.
Oh, okay. I tell you what, I'll jump back as you find that, and I'll move on. That way we get everybody.
Yeah.
But I'll come right back. And Letitia says, All right, Letitia, can you send a ticket and I will look at that again tonight? I don't know what the deal is there. That's a tech issue that we've got to. It's really not a training issue on that, but I will get on that. I promise. Because we got to get that fixed. She's having a technical issue with her email still. So I got to figure out why that is and make sure that gets fixed. And Brett, can you review the redirect? I have purchased the hosting and a site. Yeah. How do I get it redirected from place on the backside? Okay. So let me get your URL here, Brett. All right. So here is your site. So all we got to do, okay. Did you buy this hosting or this domain name from like GoDaddy or anything like that?
No, I bought it through
with the site as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you load WordPress?
Did I load WordPress? So actually, let me see here. As far as Billy, are you on there? Actually, what I have is an assistant. I have an assistant, Terry, that's much more technical than I. You remember the conversation Monday night about strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah.
Well, I have my assistant. She's great when it comes to technicalities, and so she's really, really been helping me a lot here. Awesome. And so she, if you could, as far as the question there, if I'm not asking it correctly, Billy, could you just clarify on that, please?
Okay, as far as loading WordPress, no, he does not have permissions to do that. He does not have access to Pro. He does not have access. So we can go into the
control panel.
Not this app. We can go into his back office or the Brett H.Terry 3. We can go over on that side. And I can create basic pages from the attitude template. It doesn't allow to change templates. So I've had to literally back my way into pulling out the pages on your site that he needs, recreating those and pushing them in here, just so he has a Brett H.Terry, Wilson3.net site, so we can get that redirected over. So the links there are fine, but
okay, let me ask you this first. You bought website hosting from us, correct?
Yes. And his domain name, correct.
And a domain name. Now, when you log into your control panel with your new website, did you go to WordPress and launch the WordPress software?
He doesn't have access to it. It won't allow him to do it. So when he logs in,
can you send me a private chat with the credentials to get into your control panel? And I will do it on the screen. And let's test this and make sure everything is.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you go over to the bretth.terrywilson3.net, you'll be able to see what she's put together.
Sure. But see, all of that's going to be a moot point as soon as we get this launched, because you can migrate the site and everything over there comes over here, because you don't have permission at the .terrywilson3.net because you're on a shared server with me. And to keep it secure so that one member can't do something on their site that shuts the whole thing down, we've got you we've got you in a straitjacket. And so
thank you.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Because we don't want your good intentions but bad information to ruin it for everybody. So that was just so everybody on here knows, when you become a member, you get a website at whatever your name is, .terrywilson3.net. It's a free WordPress website. You get our Elementor Pro, you get our WP Forms, you get our lead connector plugin to pull in all the assets from your app. And that's all cool. But here's the caveat, you don't have a lot of flexibility. You can't add other plugins. You can't you can't do anything, because it's technically, you're just a member on a large membership website. So what we did once we launched this app is we said, hey, for those who want to sort of spread their wings and be able to do more, get your own WordPress site over on our server here. That'll be yours. And then anything you did over here, we can migrate it over. So, you're not wasting your time. But then you can add other plugins, you can do all kinds of things, and you are the admin of your own site at that point, okay? But it's all contingent upon what Billy's talking about. You've got to be able to launch it. So she has sent me some information here. And let's see here. Now, is this the information you sent me, Billy? Is this the login information to his control panel? That's
Correct.
What I get. Okay. All
yes.
right. Not on his .terrywilson3, but on his new website.
What do you mean on the new website?
He
bought and paid for it, but it doesn't show. It doesn't show anywhere.
Okay, let me go somewhere. I'm gonna need to stop sharing my screen for just a second, so that I can show you something. I want to show you a screen and see if you've ever seen this. Give me just a second to go over there. And I see where you bought the hosting, bigflamedigital.com. And let me see if I can get over into.
And I bought the certificate as well.
Very good, very good. Very smart. I'm looking for you real quick. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Okay. When you bought that, you should have been sent an email. And if you don't see it, check your junk spam or promo. If you still don't see it, let me know and I will contact the server company and have them resend it. But let me go back over. And Billy, have you seen a screen like this right here?
No.
This is where his website, new website, is at. Okay. And he was sent an email to whatever email set up here.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who was that coming from?
It came from Sure Serve.
Sure Serve. Okay.
It's the name of my hosting company.
Okay.
And when you get that, you're going to have, Billy, you're going to have this part right here. There's all different types
That's
of
going
things.
to answer just about every one of my questions that I have. I'm like, where is this?
Yeah.
Because when I went to like ThemeHorse, I had to physically go to ThemeHorse, download the
Yeah, you
files I
can.
needed for attitude.
You're over in the wrong sandbox, which you have absolutely no capabilities of doing anything. We got you in a straitjacket for a reason over there because we had to design. Well, we had to design the theme to be a certain way because we're using this plugin with this plugin. Anybody who's ever done any work with WordPress will tell you it's notorious for conflicts. And so we work. Okay, we know this theme works with this, and this. And I don't care what you've played with before in life. This is what you're going to get.
Right. So if you go to bretth.terrywilson3.net, you'll see what I've created in a straitjacket. So bretth.terrywilson3.net.
Oh, man. Very nice. Look
so this is what I've been able to create in a straitjacket.
Yeah. So, good for you.
And so I used to create websites. So I'm sitting here going, hey, I can create websites. I can get you the customers in. Come on, let's do it. And then here, but I'm like, the other site would make it go much faster, you know.
Well, see, everything, Billy, you did here, I imagine you probably used some of the Elementor components.
Yes.
So all you got to do is save those as templates. Okay. And then when you come over here and you launch your site here, we're going to give you our pro version of Elementor. We're going to give you our pro version of WP Forms. You'll have, and then all you do is take all of the assets that you created over here, save it as a template, upload it over here.
Upload them. Yeah.
And you're off to the races. But that's where you got to be. Look for that. If you don't, send in a ticket, Brett, saying I don't have it. And we'll
actually, so real quick here, publicly apologizing, Billy. I did not know that was something I needed to be looking for. I just forwarded that over to you. So
if you send it to me, I've got all of your templates, your pictures.
Another IDTNT error message.
That's right. Yeah, you have to explain that to her. She doesn't know that one yet.
I'm sure she's heard of the IDTNT error message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all good. It's all good. So I can do it and run with it. I see the redirect on there. So I would be able to redirect, anything that we did. But if we're just going to go ahead and straight up create it on the, bigflamedigital.com, if we're just going to recreate it there, then there's no need for a redirect until he starts like taking in new clients.
Yeah, because what's going to happen, and once you launch that, your everything will populate. Because right now, when you go there, it's just saying we're waiting on hosting's waiting, so nothing's been populated.
Yeah. So great. Well, that makes that's awesome. If you can send that to me, I can get it moved over.
It's already there. You should see it.
Thank you. And I'm circling back to Ray.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. And Ray, I know exactly which video you need there. And we'll get that put. We can actually do that for you if you want. We'll just put it in your dashboard.
Terry, I found the Wistia of the one he wanted and posted it in the chat. He's got it.
Thank you.
Yep, already got it. Already got it.
Hey, if you're waiting on me, you're backing up. That's right. I don't even know what that means.
Maybe in a month or two, but not now.
Lori, you're a rock star. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So let's see here.
Hey, Terry.
Yes.
On that workflow, does that jive with WP Forms?
So on the workflow, for the workflow to be triggered, it does have to have some component of the app to trigger it. Now, you can use WP Forms and then have a link in your WP Forms. Like, for instance, you know how in WP Forms, it allows you to either redirect to a URL address. It allows you to redirect to, or send a welcome or a thank you email.
Right.
But you got to get them. I think that's convoluted to do that. I would say go ahead if you're wanting them to opt into your CRM here and have all the magic happen at the app. Go ahead and create your form in the app here, so that you don't have that double opt-in thing that you're going to have to create if you use WP Forms, because WP Forms will not sync with this. You've got to have this form created some way.
And then can I connect that with some API to my domain?
Oh, absolutely. Are you you got your website with us, or you got your own website, or what's the deal?
It's hosted myself.
Okay. So if have you got your app yet?
No, I apologize, but it's been a long time since I've been on one of these calls.
Oh, okay. But you're active, aren't you? Aren't you still
Yes.
active? Okay.
Yeah.
So all you got to do, Matt, is send in a ticket, and ticket support is through the front of my website. It's so easy nowadays to get to tickets. All you have to do is go down here to the bottom right-hand corner. You see where that little icon is, and say, hey, this is, I am in say what membership level you're at. I think you're elite, aren't you?
Yes.
And then just say, I need my app set up. Okay.
Okay.
And once they set your app up, what's going to happen is you're going to go back here and you'll come to this launch pad right here. And so you'll start setting up all your Facebook, and right here, it's going to ask you if you want the actual app here. You can have it on your phone as well. And so you'll have this app here. So when people are sending you text or whatever, you can do business, right? Everything's right here, right? So you got that. But then what happens is you're going to have, and they'll tell you in the back office where to get the actual plug-in to put in your WordPress site. But once you get that plug-in, let me go over here. Let me get to mine real quick.
And so I can build the forms, everything right there within the app, rather than trying to get them both to jive.
Yeah. So you're going to have your right here. You're going to have an API key that's given to you, and I'm trying to find it so you'll know where it's at. You go under Company Settings, and right down here, right here.
Okay. Got it.
You just copy it and then put that in the plugin. It's in the back of your WordPress site. And then all of a sudden, you create all of your pages, all of your forms, all of your funnels. Everything you want is created in the app, but it populates your website like this. So when you're on the front of my website, for instance, when you see this, you go to terrywilson3.com, every bit of that content is being populated by my app. This is not even, WordPress. Now, there's components of my website that I'm still driving with WordPress. Like, for instance, if you go to podcast here, you'll notice it opens up and then boom, all of a sudden it's in that traditional WordPress layout again. And then here's all my podcast and blogs and yada, yada, yada. But there's definitely certain components like, I don't know if About Me is still, that's still in WordPress. But if I go back to home, then all of a sudden it's right back to, the app part. If I join today, it takes me over here, and then all of a sudden you're on this page. And this is all app. And
that page right there has been such a huge change in my business, because taking that same model philosophy and having different memberships for the people that work for me, instead of just hiring people and paying people to do work, I basically set up kind of a similar deal, except now they buy a license for whatever level of participation they want. And so they pay me to go to work.
Right. That's right. Flip the script. All right.
So
great.
It worked well.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Where is that page found?
What page? This one?
Yeah.
Membership packages.
Yeah, membership package. But if you click on join, if you go to my front home webpage and join us today, you'll see it right there. terrywilson3.com/membership packages.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and it goes on down to the industries we serve and different things. And I mean, it's pretty informative. It's a good page. Every once in a while, I get it right.
I have just been in research for a program that does workflows, like Autopilot or any of these other companies. I have been trying to get Autopilot to respond to me for a month. And it's like, really, you don't want to take my money?
Dude, I'm telling you, this thing right here.
I'm excited that you have that in there.
This thing right here, and I was showing our elite members last night, the closest thing to it that combines text, email, calendar, video, everything on autopilot. The closest thing to it was like around $800 a month.
Is that like with Keep?
I forget. I had
similar.
It up. Yeah, similar. I don't know the exact name, and I wouldn't want to disparage anybody that, but I was just showing them some type products that they're going to be able to help their clients when you're selling out individual components. And it was just like, boom.
I know. I was using a similar service, and it was just ungodly, because once you go beyond, 2,500 people in the database, the numbers just, went from the VW Bug to the Cadillac.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, we're getting up to speed with our tech side is getting up to speed with some of our training side. That's where it's lacked for the last couple of years. But it took getting out of the WordPress ecosystem to make the upgrade.
But this will do SMS and email.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, like today, how many on here today got an email from me? Did anyone get an email about today?
Yeah, I got an email, Terry.
Yeah, so that was all done.
I
that was
got
all
one
done in
also.
the app. Yeah, and I can show you.
Yeah, I did too.
Just go to under emails. I mean, boom, right there. It is Zoom call today that went out. And there's the email that I created and sent out.
Yep.
So, and then if I need to look at the
Did you set that up on an auto, or is that all manual when you sent it out?
That was me manually today after Lori said, "Hey, are you going to send an invite link or not? Get to work, slacker."
Glad she did.
She dressed me down. She's mean to me, but I need that. That's the kind of reinforcement I need.
But you can set that up so that it drips on the customer.
Oh, yeah. And that's done in your workflows. What you do is you go over here to your emails and you create your content here. You either create emails, you can create text and email templates, create whatever you want. Like I can show you mine. Like over here, I've got all of these text and emails that I've created. And then what I do is I just create a workflow that tells them when to go out at what time. And then, for instance, like for someone sends me a text like, Matt, send me a text right now to 507-9696, 864-507-9696. And I'll just give you a real world, like when I'm on podcasts and on public trainings and stuff, and say, hey, I'm going to offer everybody that sends me the text the word worth more to 864.
To what number?
864.
864.
507.
507.
9696.
9696.
Yeah. 864-507-9696. And I come up with some key phrase, whatever. This is episode 500 at TerryWilson3.com. And everyone at podcast sends me. And so I've got this right here. And someone just sent me a thing that said, hey, Terry. So check this. So I just go to template, boom. And maybe I saying I was going to offer 5 free leads. And then I send it. And so I just respond to everyone that's coming in. And so by sending that back out, what I've just did, and you got it now, is I'm compelling you to give me more information. Hey, so let's get working on generating you some leads. Go to the link here and tell me what kind of leads you want. So when he clicks on that link, I've got a campaign set up to where I'm going to show him how to create all kinds of leads. So I'm telling you, what kind of leads can I generate for you? I'm going to generate, you can do life insurance, you can do this, you can do that. What kind of leads do you want? And I said, just put in your information down there so I know who to send it to. Boom. And then right here, you can see a little status bar is going across. So he fills that out. Well, what's happening is I just provoked him to opt into a form by giving him some free stuff. But the opt-in was so easy for him because all I did was give a cell phone number. And I could do that on my social media, like I was showing you today, where I was joking about me working out for my turkey dressing that I'm about to have in a week, So I say, hey, if anybody wants this recipe, just text it to me, 864-507-9696, and I'll send you the recipe. It'd be as simple as that. And so everybody that came in, I'd already have it all pre-made out. Hey, I'm going to show you how to this, and this. Just fill out that information so I know who to send it to and who to email it to, and it'll go right to you. And I just had them opt in, and now all of a sudden they're on this drip thing about turkey dressing or whatever.
Hey, Terry, this is Dale. When I set up a form, is there any way that I can create a text form within the form or a prompt to text in the form?
Yeah.
Meaning, yeah. So if I'm doing a form in what do you call it? The funnel, right? Yeah. Building a form. Can I actually put in there something that's pre-done where they can fill in their information and send me a text from the form? Because I've got a calendar on there, and then I also want to put text me also.
What? Let me ask you a different question, just so I can get my mind wrapped around. What are you trying to accomplish?
Just get their contact in case in the funnel, in case they don't want to book an appointment.
Okay.
And then it may be easier for them just to send me a text, and then I can respond and then bring it back into an appointment in my calendar.
How did they get there? Where they're at right now on that page? How did they get there?
At that point, they've watched a video, and their next prompt is to contact me either through a calendar, or I can give them a prompt to say, call me at this number or text me. So above the calendar, so above the calendar, I'd almost like to have almost like the screen that we have when we dial out or, in our phone telemation.
Yeah.
That particular field, name, phone number, and whatever else it calls for, and put that into a form.
I know,
Brett and Billy.
Go ahead.
Check your private message, please, Brett and Billy.
Is someone saying something?
He may have just not been muted.
Okay. Well, of course, you in the form or on the page, you could just, use that as a prompt, fill this form out or call or text me at, you could do it that way.
But but when they text me, it doesn't necessarily go into my CRM, does it? Because I just have their phone number, no name.
Well, see, that's the problem. Until you have them fill out a form, you don't know. Mm-hmm. You're sort of shooting in the dark. However, the app is intuitive enough to know that once someone from a specific IP address fills out any component within the app, it ties that phone to that. So
I could do a form then, which is just their name, their phone number, and then if they submit, then it would text me or just fill out the form.
Yeah, you can definitely in your workflow have it set as a trigger that it'll actually text you and say, so-and-so just filled this out.
Okay.
And you can actually have it set up to, because I do this with Reagan, there's some apps that are some funnels I have set up that when someone does something, it actually triggers a text to him. It's a form. This person filled this out, follow up ASAP.
Or I guess I could even put the chatbot on the form.
Yes, you can do that. And you could actually even put a button there. It says, if you want to talk to me live now, click here. And it takes them over to the chatbot. I mean, there's different ways of designing it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know if that helps, but
it helps. Yeah, it gives me an idea of what I can and can't do. Yeah. So again, when I do the chatbot on the form, you don't have to walk me through it, but where's the prompt typically on the form when I go to build it out to add the chatbot? Is that just in the fields?
Well, that's in the page. So those components are going to be over on, you're going to create your form,
Mm-hmm.
and that form becomes a component that you put on your page.
So I'll do it in forms and not in the funnel page builder. So
You do it in the page builder, not the form builder.
Okay, in the page builder. Okay,
yeah, you do it in the page builder.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, good stuff. And thanks for your help last night.
Oh, well, I tell you did a great job on that page. It looks fantastic.
Dale was my design coach.
Yeah. I don't know about that. You did pretty good.
You did great. Thank you.
Hey, Terry, my login information used a user ID versus I think the app uses the email, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I set up an appointment for Monday
for Reagan.
On that for Reagan on that link.
Yeah.
So he should be able to set it up.
Yeah. Where you just sent me a text?
Yeah.
That same number, if you'll text and say, "Hey, Reagan, this is so-and-so," he's seeing all of this because he's actually the one that mans this. And this is our ticket support, which happens to work through SMS.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, Terry, I'm in my form builder right now.
Okay.
And unless I'm missing it, I don't see where I can have the chatbot. I've got the countdown, the blocks, progress bars, divider, 2-step, 1-step order, but I don't see where I add the chatbot.
You mean in your page builder?
Well, in the form builder, for the, what do you call it? For the, for the funnel builder.
Okay. Funnel builder. Okay. So let's just go there. Let me see here. And so let's say they're right here on this page here. And I want to edit that page. You might have to do it as a button. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but let me see here. Which I've got that one set to next step. If I created a pop-up right here, and then I add an element, and then I add calendar countdown. I know what I can do. Here's what you do, Adele.
Okay.
You can do it this way, but I would do it as a pop-up. Create a button, make it a pop-up, drop and drag HTML there, go back over to your settings, get that code for the embed of your chatbot.
Okay.
And then embed that right there.
Okay, so just embedded in HTML box.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. And where I position it, it'll pop up always in the bottom right? So no matter where I put the HTML, it'll always be the bottom right.
Yes.
Okay.
You got it. All right, folks. I'm gonna have to jump. It is I can't go past 4 because of pre-made obligations I have with my children.
Terry, can I ask a quick, easy question?
As long as it's easy, it don't have to be quick.
That's what she said.
Yeah, I had to go there. You just had to. Couldn't help yourself.
On the app sales, there's a 7-day trial, but what if somebody says, I just want to get going now. I want the full version. I don't want to wait 7
you don't have to wait 7 days. It's just we're offering it. And you can do that through walking them through the checkout process.
What checkout process?
That's being built.
Okay.
This is what we were talking about last night. We're having to build this out. But what'll happen is you put on your card on file, you do this, you do that, the app comes up and everything, well, then you can go in and you can pay at any point. You don't have to wait 7 days, but if you wait 7 days, it's going to charge. And so as you're walking them through there, that you can go in and just go ahead and hit pay, start, and then once they do that, they get the phone works and the email works and all the other components start working, because it can't go live. Right now, they're just playing with it and demoing it.
Okay.
But
Sounds good.
That's all in what we're doing in the bill out.
And Terry, where was that chatbot code? Was that on the profile page?
So that I think is in your chat widget right here. And
Let me
I think
open your screen up.
you get a widget window. Let's see here.
What did you click on? Chat widget. Okay.
Yeah,
smart
chat
enough.
widget.
Okay,
I
I'm
think
looking at
it's
settings.
right here.
Okay.
Code. Get code.
Okay, got it. I was looking at settings. Okay, thanks.